Hello all, Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive. Catch this month's predictive information that is coming to you from a previously recorded 2026 collective reading that I did at the beginning of the year. You don't want to miss this. And click on the link in the description below to watch the entire 2-part video. May. Let's see what we got going on in May. I feel some like hollow. I feel the word hollow. And hollow not in the like hollowed out and I'm spent and everything is awful. More like hollow. I have space that I now can fill. Hollow from the perspective of I've never known myself in this way before. I've never seen myself or experienced myself in this way before because I've never bothered to, take the time to sit in that stillness. We did get that message. I think that was in February, was the stillness goddess. Hollow. And I feel like the question in May is what do we want to fill this hollow with? Do we want to fill this hollow with anything? Interesting. 5 of Swords. So, this is like win at all costs. Was it worth it? Do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? It's all about that conflict. And I feel like the reason why the 5 of Swords is coming up is not because there's going to be like a major conflict as much as the things that are transpiring in May are as a result of previous conflict. And we are now having to pick up the pieces. We are now having to clean up the mess that was made. But what's really interesting about this is I see a very clear path. I feel like May is going to, especially like in the new business and small business sector, there's going to be a new path, a new resolution, a new something passed that makes it actually more beneficial to go into business for yourself for a lot of people than it will be to actually kind of work in the corporate world. Now, this isn't to say, everybody's going to be leaving their corporate jobs and corporate's not going to exist anymore. No, that's not what this is about. Not everybody has entrepreneurial aspirations. But for those who are in a small business, and I'm seeing that very specifically, small business, entrepreneurial small business, maybe a little medium business, but mostly small business. It's kind of like there are incentives, there are programs, there are people, your local community decides after whatever distribution issues we had in, I think it was April, that we no longer want to be beholden in those ways. We want to be able to protect ourselves. And so I feel like there's going to be a resurgence of people choosing to support local. You see it all the time right now, support local, this, support local, that. Certain people really do that and they only buy local. This feels like we're taking it up to that next level. And it's as a result of being left behind in a conflict that we didn't even start. So I want to say, yes, I'm speaking collectively. This is the general energies of 2026. But I feel on an individual level, you're going to be feeling some of this energy. Now, for those of you who don't have small business aspirations, what I'm feeling here is you might be the person, your family might be the family, your friends might be the friends that choose to support those local businesses, right? We all have a part to play in all of that. You can't be in business if you don't have things to sell. You can't be in business if you don't have people to sell them to. And so we all play our part. I also am feeling that there's going to be some kind of earthquake or volcanic eruption event that I do feel leads to some pretty extreme loss of life. My heart is breaking about that. And what I want to say to you is it feels like it's in an unexpected area. So, geologists know the hotspots. They can pretty much predict, what volcanoes may be ready or close to an eruption. This feels like it comes completely out of the blue. So I'm not sure where this is going to occur. I'm not getting a sense that it is North America, but it is going to affect a largish population. And it's something that I feel we're all going to feel the effects of. In fact, I feel like we might even have ash in the air for a particular period of time as a result of that. All right. Isis, rebirth. So this actually makes a lot of sense, just given what I was tapping into, is that, Mother Earth, we're doing all of our bullshit down here on planet Earth, and Mother Earth is still doing what she needs to do. She's shifting and changing in amongst all of our shift and change. Our chaos is her chaos. Her chaos is our chaos. Again, we're all connected. And I feel like Goddess Isis is coming through to say, understand the natural process of these life cycles, that this isn't happening to punish you. This isn't happening because you're bad people. This is happening because, you've played your part. And the only way we learn is through experience, through empathy, through the understanding, empathy, and in some cases, sympathy, through the understanding of what that feels like. If I pinch you and you scream, ouch, and I go and I keep pinching you, when you pinch me back and then I feel it for the first time, I stop pinching you because I understand, oh, wow, that hurt. And I'm sorry that I did that to you. I didn't realize, but now I know, right? When we know better, we do better, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Not everybody, but the majority of us, right? So I feel like May is really bringing about a lot of that energy, and Goddess Isis is definitely contributing in that way. She's saying, this is the life cycle. This is part of, it's all meant to happen this way. It's not a victimization. Poor, pitiful us, our poor humanity. No, it's all right, humanity. You have the resources to be flexible. So be flexible. Shift up your approaches in life. Shift up the dynamics that you have in the world. If you're living in a, 6-bedroom home with a 3-car garage and you're up to your eyeballs in debt, it's perfectly acceptable to go down to a 3-bedroom home, and you'll still have all the same things, and you'll live a better life as a result of that. So rebirthing, and I want to say kind of like a little checkup from the neck up, and a little bit of that motherly, not tough love, but like you're not the only person on the planet, and we all have to live together and stick together and make this work for us. So I want to say, I feel almost like that teenage energy where like you think that your shit doesn't stink and the whole world is available to you, and it is, but you think there are no consequences. And I feel like May just really brings about the kind of how fragile we are in a lot of ways, and how each of us needs to be accountable because we all play our part. And every action you make, butterfly effect, every action you take has an effect. It has a ripple effect. Whether you're aware of it or not, it does. It matters.